You know,
Tell us all about it, Mel Gibson.
I'm just saying. But overall, and I get where you're going with it. Of course, there's good people.
There are a lot of bad people, but I think
it is good that we're able to become in a place where we can have these kind of conversations.
Exactly.
You know, that's really important,
and I
especially
think,
here.
But I think generally
room.
speaking, if you were like the big magic hand from Super Mario Brothers or Smash Brothers, and you came down into Earth and you picked up one random human and another random human and you sat them down together, and you take away the language barrier, most likely
would be cool.
More likely than not, they're like, "What's your deal? Hey, what's your deal? Okay," and they just kind of just hang out. Or they just sit in silence, which, quite frankly, is not a bad outcome. You know what I mean? But provided they actually have a conversation with each other, it's not as the likelihood you're going to get, just use your own example, the likelihood you're going to get sit next to a child rapist, I think, is quite slim. Now, granted,
unless you're on potential problems.
But I will say, like obviously different countries, like they still do child marriages, they do the arranged marriages, and that's a thing, and it's not right.
What I meant earlier is not just child fucking, but it's homicide.
Okay, Teddy.
It's trafficking too.
No, yeah.
You could say child trafficking
there's
instead.
so much more.
A lot of people on TV don't say child fucking.
John, I'm not on TV.
Could you imagine that coming out of Megyn Kelly's voice?
That would be great.
Tucker Carlson's.
But your point was?
No, yeah, mine or his.
Well, he was trying to defend his child fucking comment.
No, it was not. I'm trying to say that overall, like, we're just not really a good species. And I'm like, you could probably write down all kinds of horrible things we did, like the tortures, like.
What about the good things? What about the good things? There's a lot of good things.
Willy Wonka.
The new version.
Have you had chocolate ever?
What about dispensaries and people who like weed and Bob Marley? Everybody loves Bob Marley. Come on, come back to Earth.
I guess good things would be, accomplishments? So you would fly by Earth and be like,
No,
they made fire and can shoot rockets in space.
Well, not even accomplishments, but like not to
a
get
computer.
Humanity.
not to get sappy about it, but like falling in love.
Yeah, love actually is all around.
That's just universal.
What about us doing this podcast
too?
right fucking now? That's magic right now, dude.
We've
What the
evolved
fuck is
as
this?
humans.
I don't
like,
know what you guys are arguing for.
If this was like
at this
200,
point.
like if
I'm
this
a
was
little
like 200,
confused.
like if this was like 200 years ago, we would not be sitting in this room together.
Yeah.
None of us, right? Like just based on race and ethnic backgrounds alone.
Right, but even
Yeah, I
as
don't want to be in the kitchen.
right, but and as like a planetary thing,
That'd be a
we
little
haven't
bus
been
boy.
around that long. Well, yeah, we haven't been around that long on this planet either.
True.
It depends on what you believe, but
And God, look how much what we've done with,
Well,
World War One, Two, Vietnam.
And to go back to your comment about,
Genghis Khan.
most civilizations, or most life forms having to be carbon based. I did see this this documentary talking about that. I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about. Where in the world is Carbon San Diego? Is that the one that?
No.
I didn't know where you were going with that, but I didn't know.
Oh, the taps are off. No taps. Don't do it now. It's too late. The moment's gone.
I think mine was like PBS Space or something. That it's just because
there are scientific
universe
laws
has
for
a
it,
lot
right?
of carbon. It's just known everything when you kind of break it down ends up being some sort of carbon. So
Well,
it's kind of hard to have another planet that's not carbon based.
Well, and not to, I mean, if you want to, I mean, the theory is for some people that,
There's
when
just
it says,
hydrogen and a few other things that really make up stars.
yeah, and then the afterlife is just basically your particles dispersing, and then you could view it as maybe in 100,000 years you'll be another part of something. Who knows? That's your return to the universe.
That's the base theory behind matter, right? It can't be destroyed or the definition or the other
Created or destroyed.
yeah, right, exactly.
Trafficked.
Yeah, it can't be created or destroyed.
Only
just,
at this planet.
he's just like displaced or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So-
it'll only ever spread out and equalize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful if you look at it that way, right?
I like the heat death of the universe idea. Everything just evens out over a huge
Just separates
distance in
and
time.
spreads so far apart. All particles are so far that there's nothing that
Yeah,
can
that's
form.
Neil deGrasse Tyson's thing. Is like
Okay.
the
That's what will
expansion.
happen. It'll expand so far that even the next galaxies and millions and millions of years from now,
Like
won't even
atoms
know
are-
there's another galaxy nearby.
Yeah. Nuts.
And that will keep expanding and expanding.
So take
And
that, AI,
atoms-
you bunch of pussies.
Yeah,
You're going
we
to get
fucking-
spread apart like Swiss cheese.
We win.